What we have here is a Briggs powered lawnmower here that is smoking pretty heavily when it's running. Before doing any servicing, we'll want to disconnect the spark plug here. Okay, what we'll be doing here is taking the recoil housing off on the back side if equipped. Unbolt your dipstick there, and then there's 3 bolts. I believe they're 3/8 on this one here. We'll take those 3 off, 2 in the back and 1 here. Next, what we're going to do is, in a cross pattern, take and remove these head bolts here. Okay, and then way over here on the gas tank side, we'll go ahead and remove that. All these are loose. You can go ahead and move all these. And we'll take the head off here. Okay, I clamped the bail down on the handle there, and what I'm going to do is rotate flywheel around, and we're going to see that the exhaust valve should be closed now and it can be spun there. So we'll go ahead and reseat that, and we'll check the intake here. It's nice and tight, so it's just the exhaust valve here we need to work on, and that should take care of our issue. Access the valves, it's behind this breather cover here, and before I take that off, I'm going to take some brake clean and clean up the area here. Okay, if you have a valve spring compressing tool that will fit in here, that would be ideal. And if you do not, you can get that retaining clip off by compressing this spring here and slipping it off the end, and then the valve will come out. Okay, I used a little panel removal tool to compress that spring, and I was able to get the retaining pin to unlock. You can take this spring out, and that's what you need to get to slip over the end. Now with this exhaust valve removed here, we'll go ahead and clean it up, and then clean this surface up here. And what I'm going to use is a little bit of 800 grit sandpaper. Okay, I got all the carbon off of here and here. You can use some valve lapping compound and everything. Most people don't even have that. Most people can purchase some 800 wet dry sandpaper and just clean that carbon up. And I believe this engine's worn a little bit, so what I'm going to do is take and just grind a little bit of the end of this valve off, about 1/1000th of an inch or so, and see if that fits in there really good and won't be spinning around. Okay, what I did here is I barely touched the end of the valve to a grinder, and then I kept taking my 800 sandpaper here, then going in little circles there, polished it up a little bit, and I have the intake valve open, and now when I slide in, the exhaust valve, push it in there, it's nice and tight. I did put a feeler gauge in there. I'm sure there is some type of spec, I don't know what it is, and I can push the valve pretty tight, still moves, take that out, and it's very tight now. So I'll go ahead and take a wire wheel and take the carbon off the top of the engine. Okay, got that all cleaned up there. I have the exhaust valve open. I cannot spin the intake, and when the intake is open, I cannot spin the exhaust. So we'll go ahead and put our spring back in and our retainer. Okay, hopefully my hands will be out of the way. What we'll do is push the exhaust valve out, stick our spring in there, we want it over the cam follower in there. Alright, now hopefully you can see this, make it out okay. The large piece there, or where we'll slip over the end of the valve, and I have it in a locking pliers. I'll go ahead and take my little panel removing tool, with the valve pushed down in. We'll go ahead, slide that over, and well, I have to take the valve out a little bit so I can get it on there, and then we'll release the tension on the spring. Okay, I was able to get it on there. Unfortunately, my my camera battery there was not up to speed. I compressed this spring all the way with the valve stem going through the center here, and I was able to take a pliers here, slip it over the end, and I was able to push it on with a screwdriver. It took like 4 tries, and fortunately my camera shut off. Should be good now. We'll go ahead and just double check on the valve on the front here and make sure when we rotate it around that it is closing very tightly, and then we'll go ahead and clean up the head here a little bit. You should put a new head gasket on there, and to get the correct one you would need this model number and the engine code on here. I'm going to just try to reuse this one. I'm just going to clean it up with a little brake clean, put it on there to make sure that everything's working. Okay, I'm real satisfied here with the seating of the valves. The head gasket doesn't look in too bad a shape, so in interest of saving a little money, just going to go ahead and reuse it and bolt her back together here. We'll put that breather on the side there and should be good to go. Okay, I got them all snugged up. I'm just using a 1/4-inch ratchet here. I'm sure there's a torque spec for it. I'm just going to go a little over snug. I'm going to do this in a cross pattern here till I snug them all up. And I will be installing a new spark plug. Install the bolt here. Hold the carburetor on. Okay, what we have left to do now is put the recoil housing on. There is a notch here so you don't pinch your wire for your spark plug. One bolt in the front here and 2 in the back, plus we got 2 screws to hold our dipstick down. Okay, I have a new spark plug here. Put that in, thread it in by hand, and then just a little over snug. Grab all of our tools off of here and ready to start it.